you're one of our preeminent Irish actors. How satisfying is it for you to make what's a very Irish film, shot in Ireland, features an absolute murderer's row of Irish-born actors? Does that make this project feel like a special one for you?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, in the past, I've always wanted to avoid Irish subject matters, and uh, partly to do with the troubles that happened in the north of Ireland for 30
Sure.
years. But this one was, I thought it was a really good script. I loved the fact that Rob Lorenz, that I'd done The Marksman with, was directing it again. Tom Stern, our director of photography, and to get a chance to act with dear, dear old friends. Ciarán Hinds has been the brother I never had for 50 years. Colm Meaney, I've known Colm for 40 years. And a chance to work with Kerry Condon, terrific actress, and young Jack Neeson. Um, yeah, it was a no-brainer for me, actually. It really was. And to shoot up in the northwest of Ireland in County Donegal, very rugged, very, very beautiful terrain.
So I thought Kerry Condon was wonderful in this film. And
Yes,
even though the two of you are your characters are on a collision course throughout the whole film, but you
yes.
don't actually share scenes together until close to the end of the movie. So at what point in the production did you shoot those scenes? And was everyone aware of just how important it was going to be to get those couple of scenes right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you want to get every scene right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the shooting order. Certainly, the big pub bar scene, which we shot over 2 days. I want to think that was near the end of production, just in case anything went wrong, because there was quite a bit of gunfire and stuff, you know.
Mm.
Those scenes, they tend to, in general, the companies would shoot those towards the end in case anybody got accidentally hurt, you know,
Mhm.
rather than shooting it at the start of the production, you know, where
Sure.
totally messed up if something happened. Um, but yeah, no, we didn't focus. Obviously, the bar scene. I don't want to spoil anything for
Yeah.
your audience. That's a big sequence. You want to get it right, and perhaps you spend a little bit more time on it. Uh, well, just because of you know the geography of the whole piece, and
Mhm.
uh, having various actors and extras moving through gunfire scenes and stuff like that. You know, that takes time. You know, to choreograph that.
Sure.
But you know, I like to think we hit every scene with integrity and honesty, and just keep the pace of the shooting of the film going quite speedily. You know.
Interestingly, the last interview that I did for Collider was with Ian McShane, and it was for a film called American Star, which, like your film, is about an aging assassin who kind of starts to question the life he's made for himself. And yet
Yes.
that film and Saints and Sinners, completely different. I mean, completely different movies. So my
Okay.
question is, what do you think it is about that basic plot, sort of the retiring hitman on a final job sort of thing, that proves to be such fertile ground for such diverse and interesting storytelling?
Yeah, it does. There seems to be quite a history of those types. I mean, going back to oh, thinking of Gary Cooper and High Noon, which is doesn't quite fit that mold, but it goes back to certainly the 40s, 50s. You know,
Mhm.
it is intriguing because you know someone that takes other people's lives for a living is itself kind of fascinating, and if you give him or her an extra dimension or two, a couple of extra levels, then it makes it very, very intriguing to watch, you know.
Mhm.
And I hope I didn't see Ian's film, but I'm sure, given being the wonderful actor he is, that he supplied those extra layers, you know. I like to think I do too, but that's
You,
maybe based.
you definitely do, sir.
Well, thank you.
So, okay, when I was 15 years old, my absolute favorite movie in the world was The Naked Gun. So much so that I had the poster hanging on my bedroom wall. You have been lined up to play Frank Drebin in a reboot of that film for a few years now, I think. And I believe you're finally about ready to start shooting. What has been the hardest part of getting the Naked Gun to the start line? And what do you think is the most important thing for the team behind that movie to get right?
Well, obviously, the script has got to be funny, and have a kind of a theme, a kind of a story, albeit quite loose, going through it, going through the script, rather than just a series of gags, which can get boring very, very quickly. Yes, I'm honored to be offered the part of Frank Drebin, and a little bit nervous about it because I've done a couple of skits before that were just very short TV things, but this would be, I don't know, 95, 100 minutes of a film, and they're still casting it. So, hopefully my other cast members will be funny and sexy, and, so that I can just be dead absolutely straight,
Yeah,
And
see.
there has to be lots of visual gags going on too,
As far as like getting that deadpan perfect, have you looked back at Leslie Nielsen's performance? Are you kind of doing your own thing?
Yeah, I'll do my own thing. I remember Leslie very, very, I loved those films, especially that first Airplane,
Yeah.
Don't call me Shirley. Just that line alone, I think, changed Leslie's career up until he passed away,
Okay. I think I have time for one more. So I'll ask, I'm a cat person, so I want to personally thank you for making Hitmen with cats a things again in Saints and Sinners. I feel like John Wick and his dogs have been getting way too much attention.
Yeah.
How well behaved was your feline co-star on the set?
She was a bit temperamental.
Yeah.
She was. I'd forgotten all about her until you've just mentioned her. Yeah, she was a bit temperamental, but it took 3 or 4 takes, but she's a lovely cat, and she liked the young girl that's in the film much more than she liked me, that's for sure.